And without further ado, I'm going to bring in my guests today. These are two of my favorite comedians in LA, two of my favorite people in LA. Really, please welcome to the show. They got an album out now called Brownie Points. It's a joint album that they've done. It's phenomenal. It's hilarious. I love it. Please welcome Raja Michael and Lenny Shelton. What's up, y'all?
Hey, everybody.
Good to see you. Thanks for your patience. I know we got off to a difficult start because the internet was like, I don't know, we're not ready for this. We're not ready for this yet. And I'm like, come on, internet, can you? It was all right. We're ready now. And I'm like, great, thanks. Good to see you guys. So how's everything going, first of all?
It's good. Okay, considering, yeah.
I mean, I was saying off mic, I have no idea what we're going to talk about today because there's like nothing going on in the world. It is such a slow time news-wise. I'm like, well, I'll ask them what they're watching on Netflix or something. I don't know what we're going to talk about. There's nothing going on. But yeah, it's
Tiger King.
That's what, like, sometimes I feel like when we describe this quarantine, it almost sounds like a really weird dream, to someone that's not aware of what it is. Like, it sounds like it sounds like you had like a really weird strain of pot right before you went to bed. and you're just like describing the weirdest dream. Like, yeah, so there was this like pink thing that attacked people's lungs. And because of it, we all had to stay inside. And did anything weird happen? Yeah. Bob Dylan wrote a 16-minute song. He did? Yeah. Like, what was the song about? JFK. Like, what? He wrote in 2020, he wrote a 16-minute song about JFK. Yes. It's like, did anything else happen? Yeah. Everyone was obsessed with this show about tigers in Oklahoma. It's like, dude, you got to lay off that pot. That's the weirdest freaking dream. That's so.
Yeah, I stay up all night and wake up at noon. So it's kind of weird.
That has been the nice part of all this. So, you guys have been out protesting, as have I. And what has your experience been so far? We'll start there, and then we'll get to some news of the day.
Yeah, I mean, it's been peaceful as far as we've seen. Like, in our neighborhood, there was a little protest, and the police were there, and then just after a while, they just left because it was so peaceful. And we were worried that maybe they might start something, but they didn't. And then we also went to one downtown, and they had the police there. They had I think the National Guard there, standing around, and helicopters all over the place.
Yeah.
But it was fine.
The protesters were all peaceful. The only aggression we saw was from law enforcement. We were lucky that day because nothing happened to us. We know everyone wasn't as lucky in this situation. But in terms of just to be clear, I don't believe that oppressed people have to be peaceful. You know what I mean? So I'm not putting that judgment on anyone. It's not my place to make that judgment, nor do I even believe that. But in reality, the protest we went, organized by BLM, where every protester, every organizer, everyone was super peaceful. So yeah, the media has been pretty unfair. The only people that were even trying to intimidate anyone was law enforcement, which there was like an incredible amount of downtown. There were so many in full gear and everything, but protesters were.
That has been my experience too. That has been the experience of everybody I know personally. There's nobody I know personally that has a different story than the one that you guys just gave, that I have the same one to give in my experience. And, I've been to one in LA, and I've also been to ones in Pasadena, and same story. It's been totally peaceful until the cops show up, and then usually something might happen. And it's just one of those things. The media, like you mentioned, the media, this whole thing, like they sell this idea of it's outside agitators on this random anarchy bus going to cause chaos. And they have been using that. I mean, honestly, it's a conspiracy because it's not based on anything real. Like, it's just something they made up. They've been doing that since the civil rights movement. Yeah. They've been doing that like since our parents' day, because they said that same thing. It's outside agitators. Everything's really just fine. Like, no, everything is not fine. And where are these outside agitators? It's like they've been doing the same.
It's more based on the fears of like suburbia, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like of maybe white suburbia, like what they're afraid of is happening. they're reporting as facts.
Yeah, and they wouldn't want white suburbia to fear that law enforcement is abusing their power. They wouldn't want them to fear that. They'd rather like, oh, it's these outside people that would never move into your community. They're just coming here to cause trouble.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and